Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3-0-Take, where we talk all things Major League Baseball. Here's Kyle Corwin and Nate Reyes. It all starts right now.
Ooh, welcome back to the 3-0-Take, presented by SeatGeek. This is episode 379. I'll be your host, Kyle Corwin, and I'm here with my co-host, Nate Reyes. Nate, are we buying or selling?
We're selling.
Of course.
We're selling.
Nate is not himself when the Yankees are losing. You could have been a great participant for one of those Snickers commercials.
I think so. I
Nate's
do love
not
Snickers.
himself when the Yankees are losing.
I'm buying Snickers for sure. I'm selling, honestly. I don't know what coach it falls on. If it's the infielding coach, if it's pitching coaches, but I'm selling Major League PFPs. And for those who don't know what PFP means, it's pitcher fielding practice. They bury it on these guys during spring training, and then it seems like they never touch it again throughout the year. It's insane to me how bad pitchers look on a regular basis. Not knowing how to throw to first base, not knowing when or if to throw it to first base. A simple little squibber to the mound, and it's all hell breaks loose.
Are we referring to something in particular here? Because I think if we are,
it's all over the place. It's everywhere.
I think we should save that for a little later in the program.
It's everywhere. It's every single freaking game.
I don't want to spoil it for the people who have no clue as to what you're talking about. So let's say
it's everywhere.
So what?
It's everywhere.
Without diving into that particular topic that we're going to get into, as a whole, generally speaking, what is it about it? Like, what are you selling? Are you just saying?
I don't think coaches are doing anything. I think there's maybe 2 or 3 infield coaches that actually put in work at the major league level. Ron Washington being the obviously the head guy in that category. Why do we not see any other videos of any other coaches? The only infielding videos we ever see is just Ron Washington. Base running's bad. Infielding's bad. PFPs are bad. It's like Major League Baseball doesn't coach fundamentals. And it's like this expectation that everyone should be good to go. If Major League Baseball is getting younger, coaching needs to continue. I need more going on throughout the year. It's just bad. What was that? We put that post out of the freaking Nats-A's game.
That's what I'm talking about. We're going to get into that. Don't spoil it.
It's just everywhere. It's everywhere.
Spoil it.
Oh, like no one saw the freaking video?
You'd be surprised.
3 days old?
You'd be surprised. I get people sending me, and this is no knock on them. I get, and you've had this yourself. You say like friends and family will hit you up like if you're like a family gathering, like, yo, did you see this video? And it's like, yeah, we covered that like 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I get DMs from people being like, yo, check this out, and it's a highlight from a game that was like a month and a half ago. It's like,
yeah.
I
People
get it.
are slacking. That's true.
Life gets busy. I get it. But if it's something worth sharing, it's probably something that made its way around the news wire, if you will.
It's just bad, dude. It's just that. So that's me. I'm selling. I don't know what it is I'm selling, but I am specifically talking about how PFPs at the major league level are miserable.
You're selling the lie that pitchers or just major league players in general work on fundamentals throughout the year.
Yeah.
That's what you're selling. You're not selling the importance of PFPs, obviously.
Correct.
You're selling the lie that people actually work on fundamentals throughout the year. Understandable. I, on the other hand, a little less controversial. I am buying. Am I allowed to buy or sell? I know that's kind of like your thing. Am I allowed to?
Care.
Am I allowed to jump in? I am buying Zach Gallen's tweet about the throwback unis this year.
Yeah.
He said, purple is better than red. We should wear these more, and in parentheses, permanently.
Yes.
With the eyes emoji.
No, because that's from the old stuff. I would say the only color that I like of the new stuff is the teal, but that teal's been around. It's like a little turquoisey color that they have.
Oh,
those whites that they have, but that's been around. That was around with the purple. So no, the red sucks. New Jersey sucks. I mean, just go back to what they were rocking.
It's just too predictable. Like the sand, it's like, okay, I see what you're doing, but why did you part way with what you had?
Yeah.
All that to say, I'm buying Zach Gallen's sentiment. And I would venture to say most Diamondback fans, not just Diamondback fans, I would say majority of baseball fans would agree with that. Bring back the purple on a permanent basis.
Correct.
We got a voicemail.
Hey guys, Brandon G, aka Armor X20 here. Hopefully Kurt's able to get this in there with no technical difficulties. First off, I just want to say nothing but love for you guys. You guys help keep me up to date on baseball when I'm not able to watch much, and I enjoy the commentary. I especially enjoy when Nate goes off on his rants.
Yeah.
My question here for you guys today is, every time I see Kyle Schwarber, my first and always thought is, this is but why is he not getting the same hate that Chris Davis got? Because when I go back and I look at like their career stat lines and stuff, it's very similar except for the end of Davis' career where he couldn't hit anything. But they basically did the same thing, hit for very little average but a ton of power. But Davis got all the hate and Schwarber gets all the love. And I'm just wondering, why that is. Just want to thank you guys again and keep doing what you're doing.
I like it.
I think part of it sounds like it cut out, but it sounds like the gist of what he was trying to say is, why is Chris Davis the one getting all the hate and Kyle Schwarber, who may or may not, I haven't had a chance to look at them side by side, may or may not have comparable numbers. I would venture to say it's the recency, or like not so much the recency bias, but the lasting taste you have in your mouth from Davis's career, where he just went on that run where he could not hit the broadside of a barn. You look at Kyle Schwarber, sure, also low average guy, but he's gonna continue to put up those power numbers for you. Chris Davis down the stretch couldn't really do either. So I think that's the difference there.
You could possibly throw in Max Muncy into that conversation too. Similar low average, high power kind of guy. And then you gotta kind of talk about the team success. You know what I mean? Schwarber's been blessed with really good teams, and he's had opportunities to be clutch in the postseason. And I think that's like what we remember most. And what we think of is that, like, that whole thing, he's homered in every wild card, division series, championship series, World Series, WBC. Like, he has these moments where he has clutch home runs, but he's been blessed with opportunity. But it is an excellent point, and also excellent job mentioning Kurt from Kuwait getting the editing done and making sure he's not stepping in.
Yeah, our soundboard manager Kurt from Kuwait he's on thin ice. He's had a few slip ups the last couple weeks, but
did well there.
Glad we're able to get that off without a hitch. Weekend series. Let's run through these real quick. Reds over the Pirates. Despite the series win, the Reds have lost 9 of 12. We were riding with the D-backs post deadline, correct? Or were you the Reds? Or was Ryan the Reds?
No, we weren't excited about the Reds because they didn't make any moves.
Was Ryan? I swear somebody.
Probably.
Ryan may have went with the Reds.
He's not here to defend it. Yeah, let's say Ryan.
Yeah, yep. Perfect.
Nice take, Ryan.
Good going, Ryan. Reds have lost 9 of 12. Red Sox over the Tigers. Red Sox improved to 11-2 on the season and 26-6 all time in their Yellow City Connect jerseys. A
Why are they wearing anything else?
wardrobe choice today. Well, there was some talk swirling around about whether or not they were going to wear them on the road, and apparently,
MLB said no.
yeah. I think that's what the eventual verdict was going to be. I don't know if that's confirmed. but-
That's a very decent argument and brings up a good point. Why aren't City Connect jerseys maybe introduced to a road alternate? Like have both, have a home and away. Cause like, if you think about it,
the people there already
people
know.
there, yeah, like they're already aware of it. Like you would almost bring awareness to the city by
Right.
leaving the city and wearing it.
Correct.
Give me an away version.
Yeah, people in Boston, it's safe to assume they know what the Boston Marathon is. I don't know if there's much connecting that needs to go on there.
Yeah,
Take it
like,
on the road.
get other fan bases a chance to see the jerseys. Seems like a no-brainer to me, but whatever.
Yeah, send the Sox out on the road. Send them to Kansas City, and people will say in Kansas City, "Well, what's up with these uniforms?"
Yeah. What'd
There
you
you
say
go.
the overall record was 16 and what?
On the season, they're 11-2. All time, they're 26-6.
26-6. Yeah. I wouldn't be wearing anything else.
They've got some magic. Rays over the Guardians. Yikes. We're not going to go into too much depth as we don't like speculating on matters such as these because
I think this is still
Nobody
fairly somewhat of a quiet story.
yeah, not much has come out aside from really
Speculation.
was it a tweet thread or some posts on some Instagram stories. And then just the latest news that the Rays have been made aware of it. I think they put out a comment yesterday or post game or something saying that they'd been made aware of it during the game, and that Major League Baseball is looking into it.
Wander Franco's also not traveling with the team right
Which
now.
is also interesting. So as of right now, these are just allegations. I think we would be best suited to leave it at that. I mean, is there any other aspect of this that I'm missing? I think the last we heard was what you said, not traveling with the team,
Yeah.
which is, I mean, that's nothing to turn your nose up at. I mean,
That's
especially at this
fairly-
point in the year, like something has to be.
Yeah.
something
Poor
has to be
timing
happening.
for sure. Never good timing for whatever this situation is, but yeah, I mean the Rays, like, they obviously have done everything they can to like hang on to that hot start that they had. So, but on like a long-term thing, this could be the end of. I mean, they had like a franchise type shortstop signed to a long-term deal that could be all done. So,
If you're unfamiliar with what we were talking about, the allegations are, I repeat, they're allegations. I'm not saying that this has happened. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Allegations that Wander Franco was in a relationship with a 14-year-old. Doesn't sound great off the tongue. I will say that, and not a big fan of that. But that is where we're at, and we will wait to hear what happens with the investigation. But to your point, we were kind of chatting about the implications. You think that, and you've said this before about other things, that there should be fine print. There should be something that says if something like this happens, that any money promised to that particular player should be voided, because
it's weird that there isn't
Guarantee-
some type of clause that's been put in.
right, guaranteed money has to have some sort of asterisk next to it. You can't
Yeah.
be
It can't be fully guaranteed. If he goes out and commits murder, it's like,
come on.
you're still going to pay the guy. Yeah. There has to be some type of clause. It's like, I think if obviously, look, it's innocent till proven guilty. I think a lot of times our culture forgets that nowadays. So like, that's why we're saying it's allegations. We don't know any more details than most people. But if it is true, and you're facing like our actual judicial system, not just like MLB's
disciplinary committee,
right? Like it's going into law. That's where I think things can be voided. There's a lot of money left on the table right now. And like, imagine what that does for the Rays if Wander Franco's just all done. I mean, that you're getting that money back. Sure, it's a big hit. You're losing a big talent, but at least you have that money back. I think it's ridiculous. And it's not like it's happening that often, you know, like there are random, strange instances. Trevor Bauer ended up being not guilty, but still, things like that. You got to get the money back.
Yeah, I think the way that Major League Baseball goes about it, and maybe there are changes being made behind the scenes that we're not really aware of. So maybe these things are being implemented.
Yeah.
These conversations are being had. But yeah, to your point, anytime you're dealing with criminality or the legality of an act outside of what baseball deems appropriate to make disciplinary decisions on,
yeah,
that you're getting into hot water at that point. So like I said, we'll wait to hear what comes of the investigation, but for now, not a great look for Wander Franco and the Rays. Twins over the Phillies. Phillies scored just one combined run between Saturday and Sunday's losses. They were 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position and left 17 on base in those two losses. So for the Phillies and their homestand, it was quite a roller coaster. A lot of emotions, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but doesn't end.
Trey's still hot, though.
All that well. Trey is... Hold on. Let me... Just
Was that
for
a
the
codified
haters.
tweet?
Just for the haters. What do you mean?
The tweet since the standing O that he got. He's hitting over 400, I think.
I didn't
think
know
it was Codify. I'm not sure.
I didn't know he was that hot. Was it Codify?
Could be wrong.
I can't see it. I wanted to pull up his hit log. Okay, so that would have been... What game would that have been?
Yeah, me.
When was last Friday? All right, well, his game log only goes back to the 9th. But on the 9th, he had 2 hits. The 10th, he had a hit. The 11th, 3 hits. The 12th, 3 hits. And yesterday, another hit. I mean, the guy's back. Trey Turner's back. Safe to say. Dodgers sweep the Rockies. Dodgers are 9-1 in their last 10 and have 8 straight wins. Marlins over the Yankees. Yankees give up 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th on Sunday. According to Katie Sharp on Twitter, Yankees have now lost 7 games that Garrett Cole started and went 6+ innings and allowed 2 runs or fewer this season. That's the most for any pitcher in Major League Baseball. Say again.
I think 9 overall losses when he's on the mound. ERA is like a 2.38 in those games.
I say again, Yankees now have lost 7 games that Garrett Cole started where he went 6+ innings and allowed 2 runs or fewer. The most for any pitcher in Major League Baseball. Not good.
Pretty insane.
Astros over the Angels. Shohei Ohtani ends the longest. Get this. Did you know this? The longest homerless drought of his career. Do you know how many games it was? 7.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not double digits. 7
games. Ends that drought on Sunday. Angels get the dub. What? I think it was 2-1. Angels avoid the sweep. The D-backs over the Padres. D-backs snapped a 9-game losing streak on Saturday. And the Padres have lost 6 of their last 7. Brewers
All done.
sweep.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Brewers sweep the White Sox. Well, going back to this Padres thing, are you official on that now? Because we had talked about it.
I think I said this weekend was wasn't it? Or was that last weekend? It's all blending together. June, July, August has been one big, long month of baseball.
Dog days of August.
I don't know. Yeah, it's all done. I
July,
think
August.
Yeah, it's just underwhelming.
Brewers sweep the White Sox. Series sweep was Milwaukee's first against the White Sox since the 1986 season when both teams played in the AL.
Scored 7 yesterday, I believe. Not used to seeing that high of a number for the Brewers. So
I used to seeing a crooked number. How about it? Cubs over the Blue Jays. Chicago with the series win is 19-10 since the All-Star break. And the Cubs have the 5th best record in baseball since June 1st.
Keep rolling.
Just in case anybody's curious, those other 4 records, I'll pull it up here. Or other teams, I should say. The Braves, Phillies, Dodgers, and O's. Not much of a surprise to anybody, but the Cubs being 5th, good for the Cubs.
I don't know if I would have guessed the Phillies. So it's good company.
The Phillies had a good run. They had a really hot stretch there, but they've been able to sustain it.
Yeah.
Which I think is what has kept them up there. Cardinals split with the Royals. That was a 2-game series. What is that about? Why do you have a 2-game series and you don't play on a Sunday?
I don't know.
Because I know the Cardinals' schedule has been a little altered because of the London series, but I don't know if this is a residual effect of that or not. But that seems odd.
It wasn't a double header, right?
No, 2-gamer.
I've never heard of a Sunday off day.
I don't get it.
That's really strange.
Cardinals just having a weird year altogether. Nationals sweep the A's. A's fall victim to the worst play of the year on Saturday. And then on Sunday, they give up 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th to take the L. Rangers over the Giants prior to dropping the finale on Sunday. Texas had won 10 of 11, so they have now won 10 of their last 12. Orioles over the Mariners. Orioles take back-to-back extra inning wins in Seattle to take the series. Braves over the Mets. Braves beat the Mets 21-3 in Game 1 of Saturday's doubleheader and take the series finale on Sunday Night Baseball. I want to talk a little bit about the Cedric Mullins game. I think we can safely call it the Cedric Mullins game. And very deserving of such a title because, I mean, forget the whole game, just like a span of an inning and a half, the man just took over.
Not to mention I think he robbed at least a double on like Friday off of Julio Rodriguez. I saw that little post. It was like a, center fielder thing. Julio comes off and like tips his cap. But whoa, the play yesterday was insane. That robbery that's big time, dude.
That's up there.
That's real big time. And that's a big game. It had playoff atmosphere type stuff going on.
Not to mention the Mariners, like they're no slouch at this given point in time. Like they've been rolling.
Yeah.
They've been rolling. So for him to do that in Seattle, I mean so The thing for me about that particular robbery is that's a true robbery. I'm sick of seeing guys camp
Top of the wall type ones.
top of the wall. They're catching it as their glove is going up, and then they finish the play like with their glove over the wall.
Yeah, it goes over a little bit.
Let's reach back behind, pull it back. Stop it. You're confusing the broadcasters. They think you robbed it. We all know you didn't rob it, but Cedric Mullins actually went and robbed a home run. So, good for Cedric for doing what it's actually intended to be.
Perfect little banner that he caught it in front of. Said the no-fly zone. Julio
J-Rod's
Rodriguez.
no-fly zone.
Oops.
Love that. Oh,
I don't think people get how hard. I think the backhand makes that much more difficult.
Yeah,
like the forehand's a little bit easier because like you're bracing against that, but like to reach across your body and make that play it's much harder than it looks. He made that look good. And then
so he robs Ty France of a home run in the bottom of the ninth. That would have tied the game. Dominic Canzone ties. Was it the next batter?
Yeah, oddly enough, yeah.
The next batter ties it up with a solo shot to make it
a nuke.
3-3. Yeah, that
was majestic.
Cedric Mullins not getting to that ball. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But then Cedric Mullins, top 10, go ahead 2-run bomb. And then Fujinami getting the save. How about that?
I saw that.
A couple early struggles in his stint with the O's and able to get a big dub.
It was a clear off day for Felix too, for Bautista.
Yeah, my man has been.
Yeah,
they've been stressing his workload a little bit. He's seen some.
Yeah,
seen some things.
Either way, I mean, look, like first off, like it just speaks to where these teams are. For the Mariners to immediately respond on next guy up and hits a home run to tie it, it's like that to me. Like you get a home run robbed and it kind of takes the wind out of your sails. But for them to respond right away, hit a bomb, and then the Orioles respond again, it's just there's two good resilient ball clubs. So heck of a series though. Maybe we see it down the road. Maybe.
I thought you were out. Were you not out on the Mariners?
I was.
But
a while ago.
You're back.
Yeah. I'm not fully back, but I'm feeling it a little bit. I'm feeling it. I just didn't love their deadline. Like, why sell Seawald and not do anything else? Like,
I feel like this is a good time for us to maybe take a moment to acknowledge the reality of covering Major League Baseball teams over the course of 162 games. Sure, like we're gonna have our spicy takes, especially down the stretch as teams start to falter, start to drop out of the playoff picture. It's easy to just, after a bad week, to jump off the bandwagon of a particular team, such as the Diamondbacks, for example, after the horrendous run that they had.
mm-hmm.
But then, like they put a good week or two back together, and then you kind of have no choice but to be like, okay, I guess we're back in this thing. And I'm not saying the D-backs are. I'm saying just fill in the blank with whatever team. Like they they have a tough stretch. They're back in it. Okay. Like the Red Sox, for example. It's easy for me to talk about, but you go out and get swept by the Blue Jays. You go, okay, that was the nail in the coffin. And then they go out and do what they've done the last couple series, get a couple series dubs. And then you're like, okay, we're 3 games back out of the race now for that last wild card spot. Let's give this a go. So like jokes aside, and that's not us just asking you to like set aside our rather confident takes. That's just the reality of it. Like it's so hard to commit to a take, especially on a team that maybe goes on like I said, just a terrible run and then gets back into the mix, you kind of have to still cover them, and you kind of have to talk about the improvement or the change, whatever that they made to get back into it. So it's not us like hopping camps. It's just acknowledging that like every baseball fan at one point or another throughout the season, and we've talked about this, you're like, I'm out. I'm done. The season's over. Who doesn't say that? And then they pull you right back in. That's just the reality of being a baseball fan. So if we sound like we're contradicting ourselves, it's very possible. Forgive us for that.
I don't care.
We're human. Forgive me. Nate doesn't care. That's just the reality of it. I just wanted to throw that out there. Kevin Brown, we didn't even talk about the Kevin Brown thing.
Boo. Come on, Kurt.
So Michael Kay, Yankees broadcaster, compared it to a hostage tape.
Yeah.
Regarding Kevin Brown's response to this suspension. Was it actually confirmed that a suspension took place?
I don't know. Orioles never came out and talked about it. No comments.
Because, yeah, shocker. Kevin Brown tweeted last week ahead of his return. He said, O's fans, I'm a storyteller and never want to be part of the story. The most compelling story in baseball right now is the story. It's a story, Kevin. We get it. Is the story of the league-leading Baltimore Orioles, the best, most exciting young team in the American League. Unfortunately, recent media reports have mischaracterized my relationship with my adopted hometown Orioles. The fact is that I have a wonderful relationship with the organization, and our ownership and front office has fully supported me since 2019 when I first came aboard. I ask that everyone disregard the distracting noise of the past few days. I have worked closely with O's SVP Greg Bader for the past 4 years, and John Angelos and I have a solid dialogue based on mutual respect. We are all good here in Birdland. I am proud to be an Oriole and call Baltimore home, and there is no place in baseball I'd rather be now, and for the long haul, go O's. Blink if you're in danger, Kevin.
Yeah, for real. You lost me at John Angelos have solid dialogue and mutual respect. I'm not buying it.
No mention of it on the broadcast for his first game back. No mention of the suspension. No mention of if it wasn't a suspension. No mention of his absence.
Mm-hmm.
No mention of Angelos. Nothing.
Right.
So go ahead. Please explain to me more how things are all good in Birdland if you're just going to completely ignore the thing that everybody wants to know about. Because if things were good, if they gave you free reign to talk about this quote unquote solid dialogue and mutual respect, you would have the freedom to do so, and they wouldn't mind because, quote, things are all good in Birdland. But because they're not, you're going to sit there and pretend like nothing even happened and ignore the countless people sitting there going, well, dude, you want to maybe share the details or at least give us an idea of kind of what just happened? Nothing.
Can't touch
Nothing.
it. Can't touch it. Sounds like a communist organization going on over there.
Just strange, man.
Yeah.
Like, why this year? Of all years does this have to happen?
Yeah. I do feel
Kevin.
bad for the guy because, like, that's what he's saying. He's like, I'm a storyteller. I don't want to be a part of the story. So, yeah, you kind of feel for the guy through and through. I just hope it's all done. I can't even say learn from his mistakes. There were no mistakes that were made. It's just, I don't know. If I was a producer, I'm out after this season. I'm going somewhere else. If I can't even make a graphic about past stats, I'm out.
Yeah, that's man. Just you feel for the guy. It's probably the best way to put it. I mean, he can't do anything because you're not going to quit. Like, especially with the way things are going. Like,
yeah,
we've all been there. We've all had a manager or a boss that we don't like, but the perks of the job are just too good to pass up, whether it's like a work schedule, it's the benefits, whatever it may be. And you kind of just put up with your supervisor, your manager, or whatever. For him, I'm sure the perks of his job right now is the fact that, like you said, the most exciting team, young, exciting team in the American League. I don't know if I'd want to pass that up, especially if you have an opportunity to, I mean, selfishly, if you want to kind of build up your own personal resume and be like, hey man, like I was on the call for that 2023 O's run. And we've yet to see how far that takes them, but like I get it if people are just saying, well, just quit. There's 29 other teams. Well, I don't know if I'd want to just throw in the towel that easily, as much as you may not like Angelos, at least internally. You're not going to publicly say that, but I just don't think it's as easy as people are making it out to be.
One could argue that this put him on the map a little bit because everyone's in support. Like, I don't think anyone's against him. So if anything, now we know Kevin Brown's name. I didn't know it before. Now I do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, people in the O's organization or like fans of the team would certainly tell you he's a household name for them. But like you were saying, around the league now, people know who's calling O's games. So
there you go.
Maybe a little good did come out of it for him. This Yankees meltdown, you want to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, that sounds fun.
No, it sounds like a blast. So they gave up
17.
5.
Oh,
no.
5.
No, 5 runs in the bottom of the ninth. I think they gave up, was it 7 unanswered?
I don't know.
You're so done. You are so done.
I'm so numb. Even when it happened, I was just numb.
Get this, and listen closely because you're never going to hear it again. There was like a single, not even a single fiber. There was a fraction of a fiber of my being today that actually sort of, kind of, maybe felt bad for Garrett Cole. Because I'm like,
wow,
what more do you have to do? I mean,
bro's probably going to win the Cy Young.
I was going to say, you're pushing a Cy Young campaign right now, and this is what you get.
Yeah.
Like how he hasn't beaten to a pulp every guy in that clubhouse right now for the way they've just routinely let this guy down. It's beyond me.
He didn't even have like that great of stuff yesterday. He worked. Because that's what they were saying on the broadcast, is that every pitcher in the big leagues talks about you get like 10 starts a year that you're just A stuff, 10 starts a year where it's just not your stuff at all, and then there's another 10 where like you're somewhere in the middle and you kind of just have to figure it out. This was one of his figured out starts. He was missing location, but he still finds a way to limit them, get through 6. Yeah, dude.
We mentioned 6. Let me read this note here from Yankees Muse on Twitter. Some notable Garrett Cole starts this season and the final score. He went 6. I think this is just over the course of the season. 6 innings, 0 earned runs versus the Blue Jays. Yankees lose 3-0. 6 innings, 2 earned runs versus the Red Sox. Yankees lose 3-2. 6 innings, 1 earned run versus the Mets. Yankees lose 4-3. 6 innings, 2 earned runs versus the Cardinals. Yankees lose 5-1. 6 innings, 1 earned run versus the Rockies. Yankees lose 8-7. 7 innings, 0 earned runs versus the Orioles. Yankees lose 1-0. And then his most recent start, 6 innings, 2 earned runs versus the Marlins. Yankees lose 8-7.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
Boy, that and the tough part was Clay Holmes has been lights out for a while. Like a while. I think they said I think it was like 3 earned runs in his last like 30 appearances or something like that. Like he's been dicing and just worked himself into a jam. Boone just has no idea how to manage a bullpen when it comes down to it. Like he's really quick to get to the bullpen And then at the same time, he doesn't know when to get rid of that guy and make a change. Left him in too long. Questionable decision to end the game. Second and third, 1 out. Jake Berger, who's I think he had, I don't know how many knocks throughout the series, has been hot since he got moved over to
him and Josh
to Miami.
Bell.
Yeah, like both of them have looked really good. Decided to bring a fifth infielder in. I think they brought in Cabrera in place of Bader, maybe in center field or something like that. Brought him in for a fifth infield thing, and then it's just like it is what it is, dude. It's bad decisions. It's offense not looking great, and then when the offense does look great, the pitching lets them down. There's just like you can't get two of the three aspects going at the same time. But this is Boone baseball. This is Boone baseball when you absolutely run your bullpen into the ground for the first half of the season, and then that's what you hang your hat on. One of the best bullpens in baseball. And then second half, you look at it, and now they're middle of the pack towards the bottom third of baseball in every category in the bullpen. So it's just ugly, dude. And at this point, it's like, sit Judge down. End his season. Sit DJ LeMahieu down. Don't let Rizzo come back. Obviously done with Donaldson. Like, just let these guys be done for the year. There's nothing we're fighting. Like, there's nothing. To say that they're going to leapfrog the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, the Mariners, I mean, you're not coming into that neighborhood. It's not going to happen. It's just bad, ugly baseball. They're trying to make Michael King a starter now because they have nothing for that rotation left. Rodon back on the IL, Nestor back. I mean, it's just Luis Severino is getting starts, would not get starts anywhere else for any contender. The only reason he's getting starts is because there's nothing left in this rotation. So sit these guys down and do what you did in 2016. You know, you were out of the hunt and you brought up a bunch of guys. And that's where we saw guys, you know, kind of start to make their mark with Gary Sanchez and Aaron Judge. Like, let these guys come up. Let Pereira come up. Let Austin Wells come up. Let Peraza come up. Like, let these guys just get playing time and see what you have. It's done. It's over. I wasn't even pissed yesterday. I was just like, it is what it is. Like, I don't know why I'm still even putting these games on and being glued to them. Who cares?
While you and I can agree on that front about this team, it's just not built for the postseason at this point in time. Doesn't have the legs to endure this wild card run or race, I should say. I can sort of understand how on paper the front office is looking at this going, we're 5 games back with a month and a half left to play. For people like you and me, and I'm sure many, many others who can look at a team like the Yankees and go, this isn't it. This is not the year. Just punt. I think just objectively, regardless who it is, it's 5 games. We've seen crazier things happen. So it's not like it's so far out of reach to where you can comfortably situate and position yourself at a place where you can start calling guys up and start tinkering with this and that, get ready for 2024 because it's only 5 games back. So yes, again, while I agree,
I understand.
It's hard for that to
just bad, dude. I mean, you go back to the series before against the White Sox, which they lost 2 out of 3. I think one game they left 13 runners on base. The other game it was like 17 runners on base. I mean, it's just like it's so bad. It's so bad. And Yankees fans are just going to continue to get lied to of when the offseason comes around and say, well, we weren't healthy down the stretch. Pfft. Fully healthy, and it doesn't matter. This team's just bad. Good thing I'm a Phillies fan now.
Another team that's bad, the Oakland A's. We knew this, but this weekend we saw.
Yeah.
I think it hit rock bottom, if that even exists for this team. Maybe it does get worse. We don't know, but I would like to think that what we saw was rock bottom, because what was that?
Ugly.
Luis Medina, have you played baseball before, buddy? It was so bad. It was so bad that there was a moment in time watching that highlight where I thought the front office is paying him to do this.
You think?
That's how bad it was, because I'm like, there's got to be some sort of exchange of money here to justify getting out of town and say, no, you know what? We need a fresh start here. Things are not working here in Oakland. We need to pull the plug. We need to head to Vegas. We need to just cut ties here, because nobody does what he did without being paid some sort of amount of money for that, because that was embarrassing. Are you serious?
It looked like a high school play.
That may be insulting to high school players, because he didn't even I can't even talk about it. He didn't commit either way. He didn't take the ball, he didn't throw it. He didn't run with the intent of flipping it.
Yeah.
He just took the ball and just started jogging. I saw a perfect tweet. I mean, there was a bunch of tweets talking about it, but it was like his Xbox controller just died like halfway through the play.
Yeah. Just
Like,
weird, dude.
It's got to be the worst play of the season.
It's not good. It's not good. So the meltdown in the ninth does not surprise me.
Yeah, on Sunday, what was it? They was it 6? Gave up 6 runs in the bottom of the ninth on Sunday.
Yeah.
As the Nationals sweep the A's. Just get out of town, Oakland. My goodness.
Ay.
But please try to continue to explain to me that the organization should remain a legitimate ball club.
Yeah. Tell me they should stay.
Yeah, no. I had a couple people reach out and say we need to incorporate what they do over in Europe with the relegation. I'm all for it. Start with the Oakland A's, because
I agree.
That is not a Major League Baseball club.
No. It's ugly. It's tough to watch. All the dozens of fans that were at that game, I think, really struggled.
Yo, hey, let's not hate on the Nats just yet, my friend. The Nats have been, jokes aside, Nats have been playing good ball as of late. 7-3 the last 10. They've won 3 in a row, obviously, with the sweep, but they're showing some signs of what the future might hold. You look at me sideways all you want. I'm telling you.
What the future might hold? Are you saying that with a straight face?
I'm absolutely saying that with a straight face. Think about it. Keibert Ruiz, Mackenzie Gore, Jeter down, CJ Abrams. There are pieces there. I'm not talking next year. I'm not even really maybe even talking about the year after that. I'm just telling you, just hang tight. Just hang tight, all right? Pull up their 40 man. I don't care. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's amusing to you.
Did Jeter Downs get DFA'd? Is that how he ended up here?
Yeah, I think it was a DFA. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But remember, he came over in the Mookie deal.
Yeah.
So some value there. Maybe Boston just wasn't with a name like Jeter, I think that was destined to be a failure from the get-go, but
I agree. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I understand. With your state of mind right now, you're in no place to
talk
about the future of the Nationals.
No place to be optimistic about
Josiah
anything.
Gray, another name. I'm just telling you, man. Like, just hear me.
Yeah, I think those guys will be really good on other teams in the next couple of years when they get traded.
Well, I can't speak to that, but if they stick around. You never know. Might sell a team, who knows?
Need to.
Speaking of selling, did you know that you can also sell tickets on SeatGeek?
Neat. SeatGeek is neat.
You can sell tickets, you can buy tickets, and it's the official ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball. You can get tickets to games, concerts, theater performances, music festivals. You know,
Circus? You think the circus is in there?
you know what? I'm gonna find out right now. I bet you. Apparently there's somebody called Circus Vasquez. That's not what I'm looking for.
Is the circus still a thing? And have you ever been to a circus?
Sure it is. Look, there you go. The Ringling Bros. You can get tickets to the circus.
Look at that.
Add that to the list. How about it? And if you did want to go to the circus, look, you can go. I'm looking at the list right now. WWE, tennis, horse racing.
Mm.
You can go to the
For
fights.
Degenerate gamblers out there.
How about it? You can go to all those things, and if you do, and you go through SeatGeek, you can save $20 by using our promo code 3OHTAKE, THREEOHTAKE. That's our social handle. To save $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Matt Olson. We have to talk about Matt Olson.
Goodness.
Because a point was raised about Matt Olson that actually had me kind of thinking. It had me thinking thoughts that I hadn't thought to this point as I was thinking these thoughts. I think. Somebody said if Matt Olson, albeit it's an American League record for Judge, but somebody said if he tops Judge's number, does he get the MVP? Or are we just automatically giving this to old Ronnie Baseball?
It's nuts that they have two guys in the conversation. It's so annoying.
Because
yeah, I think you do. I think you have to. You have to go Olson.
Because as of right now, Olson has 43. He hit his 43rd home run this weekend. He has 43 through 117 team games. Last year, Aaron Judge had 46 home runs through 122 team games. So he's like right there. He has the most home runs since the All-Star break with 14, and his teammate Austin Riley is 2 behind him with 12. And as I mentioned, leads all of baseball with 43 home runs and also leads all of baseball with 107 RBIs.
Is played every day. That whole freaking infield is played every day. Braves fans are so spoiled. It's insane.
So spoiled.
Ugh.
But with that said, I mean, MVP. I have a heart, and the reason I brought it up, where it wasn't even really on my radar, is just because I feel like for the longest time this year, it's just been, well, Acuna's going to run away with this, literally run away with this.
He's pushing 60 bags, isn't he?
Let's pull up.
It's the home run count for him too.
He's got 26 on the year, 55 bags, OPS of 995. And for the record, I'm not going one way or another here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just open to the conversation. 995 OPS plus of 163 of 5.9 WAR.
Any chance you can look to see the last team that had number 1 and 2 in MVP voting in the same year?
He's hitting 337, by the way.
Yeah. He's really like started to just become a complete ball player. Like, he is extremely polished and a true 5-tool guy. We've said this before. I think that phrase gets used a little too often. 5 tools. He truly is 5-tool.
Truly. So according to Sarah Langs, the last teammates. So do you have any sort of guess, or are you just not?
Can you give me like an era?
Our childhood.
AL or NL?
NL.
I feel like this is tough. Is it tough or is it obvious?
I mean, it's I don't know. It's hard to say.
I don't know.
For one guy, it's obvious, but the other guy, I think a lot of people forget how good this guy was. So it's a little bit of both. It was Barry Bonds and Jeff Kent back in 2000.
Nice. Dang, dude, that's wild. They're both in the top 3. That's a lock.
Let me
You looking up the odds?
Yeah, let's see what the odds are looking like right now.
Freddie's going to be in that conversation, right?
Freddie right now it looks like is holding down second at the moment. So Ronnie's still holding it down at the top spot. I don't know though. I think this is safe to assume they're just going off of where we're at in this point in time. But again, if he keeps his pace and tops what all of baseball was talking about last year with Aaron Judge, if he goes on to top that effort, I mean, I think he leapfrog at least Freddie. And then it's a matter of 1-2 for him and Ronnie.
I'm trying to find that ridiculous tweet about Matt Olson. I think it was like 20 something of his home runs have given the Braves a lead. That's that's
the kind of thing
too.
Yeah, that's what you're not going to see in the conversation. People are just going to say, well, how many home runs does he have? Well, look at what his home runs are doing.
Like when they're happening, and somehow Braves fans are still hurting about Freddie though. Still in pain.
They won't admit to it, but they are.
Still fired up.
We can see through it. We can see through your...
Just can't get over the X. What a shame.
We can see through the facade. Anything else? Those were kind of the heavy hitters for today. There's a lot of good baseball this weekend, a lot of bad baseball.
Just a lot of baseball.
Just a matter of which side of that aisle you're on, especially moving forward. Because I'm getting to that. I'm starting to sense people are getting to that point if they're not already, that slowly starting to trickle away from baseball, getting more in tune with where football's at.
Yeah, starting to do some mock drafts for the fantasy team. A lot of that.
We are getting to that point, which is never fun as like a baseball only. Like for me, I know you're into football a lot more than I am. But like as a baseball only guy, this is the part of the year that sucks because it's especially for like creators like ourselves.
2/3 of the league drops out pretty much.
Yeah, it's like you want to like this is the best part of the year for baseball, like this final stretch, the playoff push, and obviously that includes the postseason. But it's like you want all eyes to be on the sport because you're getting the best of the best.
Yeah.
But by the time you get there, we've already lost 2/3 of the league and their fans, and it's just kind of.
I'll be honest, I'm starting to prep for fantasy football. And I'm basically just holding out for our visit to Baltimore. Like that's all I'm waiting for at this point.
If the Yankees continue at this rate, that may be, if you come out here for an O's playoff game, that may be like your first dabble back into baseball, because I think you're quickly approaching a point in time where I think you're just going to check out altogether. Like we were literally just talking.
I'm struggling. I'll be honest. I am struggling.
So that may be your reintroduction.
What did I tell you? I texted
re-entry.
you this before the pod. I was like, the only reason I turned that Baltimore and Mariners game on yesterday was just because I was like, I needed to see what good baseball looked like for a sec.
It had been a minute.
So it was refreshing. I was like, wow, a team responds after giving up a run? That's crazy. A team plays good defense? That's crazy. Also, I know we were talking Cedric Mullins, but that Jorge Mateo, dude, that slide, little oven mitt getting in there.
Yes, yeah.
And that was not like that pitcher. There was no bobble. There was nothing. That was a bang bang, like at you, flip to the catcher.
Did they review it? I think they reviewed it. It was truly like, I mean, it was just bang bang for sure.
Nuts. The Orioles are fun to watch. So I'm excited.
Man.
I'll get myself a Cal jersey. Maybe play a pickup game with Ryan, see what these basketball skills are all about. I haven't been to Baltimore since I was a kid, man. In a long time.
It's
it's Baltimore.
It's Baltimore.
I should say I haven't been to Camden since I was a kid. I don't think there's anything else about Baltimore that's getting me super pumped.
Well, they got the aquarium.
Yeah. That I'm gonna want to hit, I think. Just letting you know now. If we got extra time, I'd like to maybe do that during the day. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Let's do it.
I'll be down.
I've been on that little submarine that I don't know if it's still there. It's like a World War II submarine that was parked out in front of the aquarium. I did like a tour of that when I was a kid. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've been to the Baltimore Aquarium. Yeah,
I'm down.
Plan to do that. Spend a whole day out in Charm City. You got anything else?
No, I don't. We're getting there, dude. Slowly getting there. We're getting
there. Got about a month and a half. Getting down to crunch time.
Really is. I think everyone's so ready to be super emotional about teams. Like everyone's so ready to either write them off or be fully on board, and like it's so hard to remind yourself this time of year that like you're saying, the Yankees being 5 back is like, we've seen crazier things. I think they suck, and I don't think they're going to get there, but we've seen crazy stuff in this time of year. So
if you're a fan of a team that's on the fringe, just take it from us. Take the rational route. Just hold out and see how this month and a half goes. Leave it to us to be super overly emotional with some of these teams, writing them off.
Yeah.
RIP in certain teams. Just leave that to us, and we'll take the heat for it. But we are getting to crunch time. But as I said, we're talking about a month and a half left to play. So
it's a lot of time.
Be patient. Be patient. That's all I got.
I'll go chasing curveballs, guys.
We love you all, and as always, we're looking forward to talking more baseball with you guys soon. Until next time, stay filthy.